What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn podcast. Presented by our damn selves. 200. We are 200 episodes in. Man. It don't feel like we've been doing this shit for almost 4 years now. Seems like we just started.
Yes.
With our Proms Too Lit was our first episode. Go back in the archives, re-listen to that.
That was in May.
Yeah, we weren't that good back then, but you hear our growth. Yes, you hear how we've grown.
Humble beginnings. It's good to go back to listen to humble beginnings because you can see the growth.
Before we had video. Even though we still have hiccups now, like peek behind the curtain. This is the third time we tried to do this fucking podcast today. So episode 200 is gonna be some hiccups, but we're gonna make it through. I'm just saying.
See, right?
On this motherfucker right here. So it's really it's really 202. I don't know.
200C is what I call it. ABC.
There we go. we in here though, so yeah.
We in here. Hey, you just gotta roll with it. If you get lemons, you make lemonade, and we made some good lemonade right now.
Yeah.
But wow, like you said, 200. Like this is like, mama, we made it. 200 episodes. We still here.
They say most podcasts don't make it to their 10th episode. Are we way past that?
Well,
podcasts, because people quit. They don't see the long term.
Mm-hmm.
They start off hot. Their first episode, even second, third, fourth, fifth, around 6 to 7, they start losing.
Decline. You start doing like this.
And then, like by like 8 or 9, they're like, fuck it, I don't want to do it anymore.
I don't want to do this because it is work that involves doing something like this. Like it may sound like, Oz and Ari are just having fun. Even like seeing us on the video, like you guys are having a ball.
Where the idea came from, we just sitting around shooting the shit. Like, because that's where the idea of the podcast.
Yeah.
Give a little backstory on that. You were kind of drafted into this project,
I was.
I've been wanting to podcast for years because I'm in radio, as most of you probably know already.
Mm-hmm.
The next evolution of radio is podcasting. I saw where the industry was going at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's because a lot of my people I know, they listen to podcasts more than they were sitting listening to the radio. So
yeah.
I was like, I need to get in on that. So I wanted to
get on the ground floor. Get on the ground floor. Yeah.
I've been wanting to do it for a couple of years, but I didn't want to do it by myself because me personally, the podcasts I enjoy listening to are conversational ones.
Yeah, like a bounce back.
It's like you just listening in to a conversation. That's what the best podcast to be. Not just me just like talking to myself on a microphone. Yeah, so here's what I think of so-and-so. Like,
yeah, and it's like
it gets boring.
Mm-hmm.
I could have done that format, but I wanted it to be conversational. But everybody I kept choosing to like be my partner on it kept flaking out on me. I had like comedians lined up. I had an actress that was supposed to be. It's like people flaked on me. I said, let's do it. Like once again, excited. Then when it comes time to actually record the podcast,
I got this to do. I got that to do. I'm busy.
Yeah. How about can we push it back? And then, of course, push it back means never.
Like Reality Street later means never.
Like Mad Magazine's parody of Sesame Street, Reality Street. Good shit. But that's what happened. So then we would just have conversations. Like we just talk for hours on the phone. Sometimes it's about bullshit.
It's about
me and Naima just talking about
Seinfeld. That shit. We would talk hours about nothing.
The light bulb came on. Like, you know what? This is the podcast. It's me and you just talking, kid. So let's record this weekend. It's like I
was like.
That combined with me, I just started at Illinois Media School like about 4 years ago as well. So and I taught a podcasting class. I was actually shadowing, Mike Love at the time. I wouldn't even like lead. I was the sidekick at the time. So I was shadowing. He was teaching the podcasting. I'm listening to the students like in their podcast. I'm like, I'm definitely doing this shit. And then I just drafted you when we recorded that weekend. So that's how we got started. Yeah.
And I had zero experience. Zero. So I was like, let me just.
I've been doing it almost 4 years. So there you go.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. Like you actually saw me grow up. Like you people saw me or heard me first before the video came. And now you can hear and see me. So you saw my growth and heard my growth and everything from, like I said, when the podcast first started, I only had Ariana.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even pregnant with Khalil, and then I got pregnant with Khalil.
And then he actually was born technically almost
damn near on the podcast.
Well, an hour after he was born, we went live.
Recording.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like I just was like, please don't go into labor while I'm doing. Like I was like, I just didn't want to go into labor while recording. I didn't want to go into labor because it was Easter Sunday when everybody was looking at me and they was like, oh my God, they was like, you are so pregnant. It's like, are you gonna have this baby now? Cause my stomach was like, it was all the way out to here. So I was just like, I don't want to go into labor while I'm doing the podcast. I don't want to go into labor while at Easter dinner. I was like, please just let me be okay. And then I didn't, and then I was okay. I was like, because I was like, I need to just be at my home when I start feeling these pains and like be in a relaxed environment, not doing anything, and then we can just go from there. But
we definitely went from there. We actually recorded. And we got some first on that episode. Like I said, Khalil's first bath, his first diaper change, all of that.
First hair wash, yeah. You could hear him crying. You could hear him in the background. So I'm going to go back and listen to that now because just listening to little Khalil when he is a little baby. And
I'll listen back too. That'll be a fun episode.
Because like I said, he's almost 3 now. He'll be 3 on Saturday. And
birthdays.
Birthday boy.
It's my birthday. Was my birthday. It was on the 24th.
Feel like that.
Kind of still celebrating. So this is kind of the birthday edition of the podcast, you could say.
I say if your birthday falls in the week, you can celebrate all through the weekend. That's my rule. You can do it the whole weekend. Just kick it. Just do you. We've had a rough 2020. 2020 was a rough 10 years. That whole year felt like 10. So whatever you want to do to enjoy your birthday, go and do it.
And for those that don't know, my birthday, along with little Ariana, my daughter, my niece, like her birthday is the day after mine, the 25th.
Yeah, the 25th.
So I came by to bring a gift, like a little DJ toy. So DJ Ari's back. Like you can check my Instagram, you can see the debut.
DJ Ari is back. And now you may have birthed DJ KG. DJ Khalil has been birthed too. So now they both want to DJ.
DJ Ari, she was about his age, like when she started DJing. So you could say she DJed.
Yeah, she was 3.
DJ Ari
hit the turntable. She was DJing to Michael Jackson.
I came by with gifts and I received some myself.
Yes, you did.
Well, that's Khalil. That's Ariana right there. Yes.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Ariana. And like I said, Hallmark ain't got shit on this. Mahogany definitely ain't got shit on this. They baby mama's day cards, on Father's Day, Happy Single Mother's Day, like. So we're gonna read these. Ariana, I came by. She said, "Uncle Oz, here you go." Ariana, there you go.
And this was all them mine. Like I said, I did not put the kids up to it. The kids made these cards on their own because Ariana knows Uncle Oz's birthday is the day before hers, so your birthday is always going to be special for her. So she was like, I gotta give Uncle Oz his birthday card. And Khalil had to give you one too.
Card right there. Happy birthday, I love you. Said I got a cake, I got hearts, I got presents, I got balloons. It's all there. Courtesy of our damn good job too.
That's so sweet. My baby.
And from Ariana. Khalil, courtesy of Ariana, I should say.
Yes, of course.
Ariana, this is her handiwork, but it's from Khalil though.
From Khalil, yes.
Because you can see same handwriting, so but this one's from
Khalil can't quite write the words out yet. Can't do it just quite yet. But he's going to get there.
He did give me I see some balloons splattered in there somewhere, and handiwork.
Oh, but that's so sweet. But then he wanted it back. He was crying.
Yeah, I might have re-gift this one to him. He might get it back because he gave it him when I was leaving out with it. He cried. Yeah,
I was like, you can't give somebody a gift and then cry and then want it back. That's not how this works.
He still loves it.
That's not how this works. Had to teach him though.
Mm.
But well, like I said, like our birthday, the birthday celebration that I did with the kids, I took them. I did a private screening of the Tom and Jerry movie because you can rent out a movie theater. That's what you can do now. You can rent out a movie theater for a flat fee.
I was supposed to be there, but got some bad intel. Ended up at the wrong.
We'll talk about that
later. So
yeah, it's okay.
I was technically in a whole nother city from.
It's okay because we were looking for you. We're like,
I was in the parking lot where I was at, and there was nobody. I'm the only.
There was nobody there. You're like,
Yeah. Like, is this a surprise party? Where's everybody parked at? Yeah, that's what I was looking like. Yeah, what side of this building you parked on?
It's dark as hell. It's dark as hell. Yeah, but it was nice though.
And I didn't see no cars nowhere. Like,
it was nice going there. Like I said, we got to have our theater to ourselves, and you can have up to 20 people in the theater. You order your concessions ahead of time online. They'll have it ready for you. You go pick them up. It was really nice. So it's like we got to have our own theater. Me and Ariana, her cousins, her friends.
Squad.
So it was nice. They enjoyed themselves. The kid
day ones.
Her day ones, yeah, her besties. They enjoyed themselves. Like her bestie's mom was saying, I could get used to this private screen and stuff. Shout out Kanisha.
Tell Kanisha she can throw the next one. Yeah, on there. Private screening on Kanisha. Throw the next one. But
yeah, it was a good time.
No, I was confused as well too because I do a lot. Like I said, I taught class Thursday night, which was been Ariana's actual birthday.
And go back because you were up all day because we were watching the trade deadline. We're going to circle back to that later.
That trade
deadline. Up all day with that. We were texting all morning.
Ari's birthday. Then I stopped by to drop off Ari's gift. Mm-hmm. And I had to do the overnight show, morning show as well. Another side gig I'm doing. I did that afterwards. Like just making all the money. Well, some of it, making my share of it. And I went to was a DJ battle that my homegirl Liv set up, myself and Shy Bliss, another fellow Aries of mine.
Isn't he an Aries also? I'm about to say, isn't Bliss's birthday coming up too?
That's coming up.
Yeah, I thought I remembered that. Yeah.
So which was fun. Yeah, it was myself and shout DJ Get 'em, one of my students.
Nice.
And I had another student that was there too. That was on Blizz's team. So it was it's definitely fun stuff. Shout out Isaiah. And then like a lot of my students were there just like to show love. So it was definitely fun. Had a great time at that.
I felt the love on his birthday.
So needless to say, I got home that night was beat, and then got ready to go to the screening. I was supposed to be there because I've pretty much every year since Ari was born, like we've done something like always because our birthdays are so close. So we tend to spend it together.
Yeah.
Just out this time, but
whether it be like we did brunch one year, like we went out for brunch and everything. Yeah, we usually do like something. Mm-hmm. Obviously, last year everything got shut down. Last year.
Yeah, last year.
So this is like a make good. This is basically like last year, and so this is REI's basically 5th and 6th birthday. This year was to make up for last year, also basically. That's why I did the movie theater.
And so I'm in the wrong place. Long story short, and that's how that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag doing too much. That's
doing too much.
Doing too much. That was the definition of doing too much. That I actually ended up at the wrong spot. And by the time I would have made it out to where you were at, I'm like, the movie would be ending, so I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah, because the movie's only like 100. It's a kids movie, so it's 100 minutes.
The kids ain't gonna sit through no 3. They definitely not sitting through the Snyder cut of fucking Justice.
Oh hell no!
The movie's like 4 fucking hours long. Like,
I still haven't watched that yet.
That shit. That's how long it is.
I still haven't watched it yet.
It's 4 hours. It's like, come on, man.
Like Endgame was longer than Endgame was what, like 3 hours, 3.5 hours, right?
Like that, yeah.
Because I made sure I was like,
I'm like this. When I looked at the runtime, I'm like, this fucking movie's 4 hours.
I was like, for Endgame, I made sure I went and I peed. I was like, I'm not going to drink a lot of stuff. I'm not going to drink a lot. Like I usually like ices when I'm in the theater. I was like, I'm not going to drink a lot of icy. I'm not going to do anything.
When the hell did movies get so long? It's like it wasn't always a thing. Like movies being this long. Like movies that were like over 2 hours used to be like long back in the day. Like now,
be like, oh,
now if a movie is under 2 hours, it seems like it's short. It's like
but you can successfully tell a story in under 2 hours. Like Trading Places was a beautifully written movie, and it was less than 2 hours long. It's like an hour and a half, like a little hour and a half.
No, that was made in the 80s. That's why when movies were like a respectable length.
Because you can get in and get out. You can. Here's all you need to do. You need to establish the characters, build up, have the climax, come down, resolve the problem. You got the end. Then you run the little end credits and have a little joke at the end. That's all you need to do. You don't have to have like a whole
Marvel. They do way too much. Like now with all the post-credit bullshit, you can't even like dip out and shit. You have to literally sit until it fades to black now and shit. Because you're scared you're gonna miss something. I'm gonna miss the fucking teaser for the next one and shit.
Right,
like,
because,
or you could dip out like when the credits start rolling, you get the fuck out and shit. Now, like Marvel said, no, we're gonna make these motherfuckers sit through all of it.
They play two of them because somebody was like I saw a meme on Facebook and I was like, the funniest meme I've seen.
They even beat the crowd no more and shit.
When people who aren't Marvel fans get up as soon as the credits roll, they be like, like you're gonna miss them because like first they run some credits, then they play the first trailer, then they run the rest of the credits, and at the very end they play the second one.
I get it. Like post credits or like credit things. It's not a new thing, but back in the day they weren't must see and shit.
No, it wasn't.
Like, for example, like Coming to America with the Jewish guys, like, where's the soup? Like, you if you missed that, you didn't care. It's like, it didn't matter. That was like happened like during the credits. Say, like, it wasn't essential though. Like, but now with Marvel, they go show like a teaser to the next movie and all of that shit.
Like when they showed
now, like, you miss it, then you missed out.
They showed Bucky at the end of Black Panther when you saw the white wolf or whatever, and they showed Bucky.
Yeah.
Like he ended up in Wakanda, so then you figure out, oh, Bucky got to Wakanda.
Another one from back in the day is House Party and shit. Well, like the roof that blows off at the beginning, it comes back down.
Comes down the cops.
Like, but
who cares?
You missed that. It's not essential to the storyline.
Who cares, right?
It's like, but now like the post credits, like the post credits things aren't new. But like back in the day, if you missed it, you just found out like when you rented it years later. It's like, they had something after the credits.
It was a credit. Okay,
like a nice little Easter egg back in the day. Like now it's must see and shit. It's like
you didn't even know because like you probably just left your Google on way, but you probably left your VCR running and you were like doing laundry or something or cooking dinner, and then you just happened to look up on the TV like, oh, I didn't know this was at the end. You know, it's like that.
The old man tells a joke and shit. Like,
okay.
Really, you thought it Coming to America? It's like, would you give? Yeah, if you like to, we can give it up all now. Nah. Like, you didn't know it was a whole nother scene with the old man telling a joke back in the day.
Wait a minute.
Uh-huh. But it was like post credits. Now was like you feel like you really gonna miss some shit. But
4-hour movies.
Crowds and like getting together. Let's talk about that damn vaccine for a hot second. They really are selling the shit out of this vaccine. They really making motherfuckers think like, people that are like on the fence. Because now the CDC is saying that for those that are fully vaccinated, that means you got both doses, and it's like 2 weeks after your second dose, something like that. I don't have the exact timeline, but something like that. You're fully vaccinated about 2 weeks after you get your second shot. They say you can gather in groups with like other vaccinated people without masks and be safe. It's like they really making it seem like life can be like normal and shit. Once you get like they really selling it hard. So people are like, people that are on the fence are really like.
And are they saying you can pretty much travel anywhere? Like if you have both of your vaccinations, like you can pretty much travel and do stuff.
Like
go to like large arenas and stuff.
They really are they selling it. Like I said, they really selling it. I'm calling it now. The NFL is gonna have full arenas. Like
yes, you know they are. They ain't missing out on money 2 years in a row. They ain't missing out on money.
Last year they were the first ones to have crowds. When NBA had the bubble, like NCAA was canceled, baseball had the cutouts and shit. But NFL was like, nope, we got crowds. They were smaller crowds, but they were the first ones to have crowds.
Yeah, but they ain't missing out on no series money because football is how much billions of dollars going to football?
It's the biggest. Like most of your top sports teams are NFL teams.
NFL,
the Cowboys, the Giants, money teams like that and shit. Yeah. And then you got other shit like the Lakers sneak in, like some NBA, but like and like the Yankees for baseball, but most of the biggest teams are NFL teams, the money makers. Like
here, like the Bears are the biggest team in Chicago. The biggest sports team is the Bears.
Yeah. When the Bears are good, people in Chicago, like, or go to your timeline when the Bears suck, and like watch your timeline compared to like when the Bulls or the especially the Blackhawks, nobody gives a shit about them. Fans, yeah.
No, the White Sox, no one cares about the White Sox.
White Sox and Blackhawks, like nobody cares about.
They're the bald-headed stepchild, the White Sox.
Cubs and Bulls, Bears, like that's how Chicago fans are.
Bears, all right.
Bears and shit.
Bears, then Cubs, because Cubs fans be a little.
Cubs are probably ahead of the Bulls. I give you that, yeah.
And then Bulls are like, you know, we have some diehard Bulls fans. It's some diehard Bulls fans.
And the late Salik.
Yeah. It's some diehard Bulls fan. Our brother's a pretty tight Bulls fan. Feast is a pretty tight Bulls fan. He is. Feast is a pretty tight Bulls fan. He is. I'm a Bulls fan. I'm not a diehard, but I am a
Bulls fan. But I will talk shit about them when they do dumb shit, which they finally didn't for a change when we get to our fucking trade.
Right. All right.
A lot went down at the trade deadline. But yeah, NFL ain't missing. That's the point.
They ain't missing out their money. No, they ain't missing out.
Full arenas, like 70,000 shit. Like, they gonna go all in. I'm already expecting that shit. Full buildings and shit.
Some arenas do hold like 70,000 people.
In football stadiums, yeah, they hold a lot.
Big as hell football stadiums.
I've been to Soldier Field. I've been to Ford Field in Detroit. It's like 80,000. That place holds something like that. Yeah, these big ass buildings like that.
I'm just nervous about trying.
Cowboy Stadium holds damn near 100,000. Then
I'm nervous about that. Even with vaccine, I mean, like I'm not just gonna. Hey, like even if you do get vaccinated, I don't want you to be in my face. Like, hey, I'm not.
I would definitely still mask up and all of that shit, even fully.
You said, knock on wood, you haven't had any colds this season with the mask on.
The mask is like it's had a side effect because of that. Like I haven't caught any colds or like none of that shit. Is like I think it's the masking, the social distancing, and all the hand washing has really cut down on the germs like that.
And then I do my boost
cut down on the germs. Yeah.
I do my elderberry boost. I do my emergency. I do like my little boost too in between.
Mm-hmm.
I have my stuff to help me. I do my smoothies with my elderberry. Yep. It's like I'm not playing with these people.
Well, you want to talk NBA trade deadline since we here? Let's do it. We're gonna start with our Chicago Bulls. I should have worn Chicago Bulls finally making some serious moves. Let's talk about the trade and then talk about the backstory. Yeah.
Okay.
The Chicago Bulls, for the first time in close to a decade, have two All-Stars on their roster.
Count them two.
Made a trade, acquired Nikola Vucevic along with Al-Farouq Amino. Vucevic was the main centerpiece. Al-Farouq Amino was just another extra to go along. That was to make the salaries match.
Yeah.
Wendell Carter, Otto Porter Jr., and 2 first-round picks, top 4 protected.
So long, Wendell Carter Jr. Marcus's favorite player. Sarcasm, because Marcus couldn't stand him.
Nor could I, yeah. We probably talked about here, but from day one, I didn't like that motherfucker. Like the day he was drafted, because remember that draft? Luka Doncic, Trae Young, and DeAndre Ayton, Michael Porter Jr. Like these were all names that were like even Mo Bamba. Like even though Bamba, he's kind of been like the song is better than his play. I believe it at that. The song is better than how he's been on the court. Yeah, with Bamba, but it could be because of Vucevic. Like you got an all-star, like and you play the same position, you're not gonna get a lot of minutes. So now that he's gone, like maybe we can see the real Mo Bamba. So that's like it might benefit him. Mm-hmm. Now I let him and Carter like battle it out, find out which one is better. If I'm Orlando is like, hey, Wendell Carter and Mo Bamba, the spot's up for grabs, so y'all will take like whoever wants it can take it. Yeah, I'm rooting for Mo Bamba. FYI, fuck Wendell Carter. I'm rooting for Bamba.
I was really rooting for him. I was Tyra Banks. I was really rooting for you. I wanted him to be good, but he just didn't.
Yeah. When I saw it, I was like Wendell Carter. Like I was like, that got mediocre. That's a typical Garpax pick. It got mediocre written all over it. Like, dude is he's not a star and shit. Like he's not going on. He's not gonna light up your stat sheet as like he's not gonna like wow the fans with his moves. It's like it's just a motherfucker.
Like he's not even a fun because some people don't have all the glitz and glam, but I'll take a Tim Duncan, somebody who's fundamental as hell. I'll take a fundamental as hell. He wasn't even that.
Yeah, you say Tim Duncan's a Hall of Famer. This dude ain't.
But I'm saying he wasn't even that. Like some people just aren't flashy, but they're fundamental as hell. I'll take a fundamental as hell with all the bells and whistles. But he wasn't even that. He wasn't even like fundamental. He was just a guy.
Didn't like to pick him. Me and the late Salik Ziad, rest in peace. We went back and forth about this fucking dude on draft day because Salik was a diehard Bulls fan. Like, yeah, I'm glad they got Carter. I think he's gonna be solid. Yeah, like I said, I'm not excited about that. Probably gonna be mediocre. So I don't expect dude to ever be a star.
I guess what drew me in is because he wore his Wakanda outfit. And that's why I was like, because he had his Wakanda outfit on that he wore on draft day. I was like, yeah, Wakanda.
The talent the Bulls didn't get, like I said, Luka, trade to a lesser extent.
Yeah.
And even Porter, like they passed a lot of teams passed on Porter.
Yeah, because Porter had the injury.
But still, though, it's like guard packs didn't have that vision. That's the thing. Like that's why they're gone. Like fuck them, they suck and shit. Yeah, but they didn't have the vision. Like they know who else was injured on draft day? Joel Embiid. Who else was injured on draft day? Ben Simmons. Philadelphia took both of them. I'm just saying, like they had a vision. They said, like, sure, these guys are hurt. We still gonna draft them.
But let's roll the dice.
Yeah.
And if they aren't what they cracked it to be, then we can move them later.
Yeah. So what? It's like, yeah.
But if you take something that you think is a diamond and then we dust it off and it is a diamond, look what you got.
Imagine if Philadelphia had passed on Embiid because he was hurt on draft day.
If it's just a Cuban zirconia, after you dust it off, you're like, okay. Send it out.
But you see, they trusted the process. Guard pack didn't have
hard for people to see. It was hard for them to see that vision. It was hard.
So we'll take this boring fucking shithead that Oz significant shot at me. It's like, yeah, this boring shithead that Oz don't like.
Oz doesn't like it.
Really, just really personally against. I took it personal and shit.
Vendetta against Oz.
That's how I saw it, at least.
A hot mess.
Day one. That's why when I saw, and we talked about this, I don't know if it was here on the podcast or was it personally and shit. I don't know. We have so many conversations they run together. Could have been a group chat with the other siblings. I don't know. Even though Kareem don't watch, he probably has no idea who went.
Yeah, he don't be like whenever we have our group text like that, like
he probably doesn't even know who Zach LaVine is. Like I probably would remove him because he don't watch it. He'll watch it when they good. He'll watch, but like he's not watching the rebuilding. Like Kareem,
no, he's not.
He's probably like Zach, who is like I'm sure he has no idea who these guys are. But and Zach is an all-star, so I know he don't know who Wendell Carter is. So I'm that for a picture of that bomb and shit. I bet you won't. I'm going hard, but I was legit happy over this trade because like for so many years under the guard packs regime, they just they made trades just for cash and shit. Yeah.
Just and that's what
trades and shit. Yeah.
And because we're so used to that, that's why I was like, I don't expect them to do. I said I expect them just to ride out this roster until free agency in summertime.
Yeah, I think the new front office needs to make a move. Otherwise, we don't need more of the same. Like you bringing these new guys in to like.
I didn't think honestly they were going to do anything because that's just what that's status quo. The Bulls have always been status quo. Like the guard packs era was status quo. And
they make a bullshit trade, like trade somebody. Let's say, like if it was guard packs, they trade like Denzel Valentine and Felicio for cash, like something like that. That nobody. And that's the trade they would have made. That would have been a trade they made. It's like something like that. Like Valentine and Felicio for cash considerations. Like that's with picks attached, of course. Like you're gonna send out second round picks to the other team. But they're not going to do anything like big like this one.
Drastic. And I wasn't expecting. That's why when Feast texted the group check and was like, Vooch, I'm like, Vooch. And then it clicked to me. I was like, we got Vucevic. Then my face was like, they're like, ooh.
Talking about that on this podcast. I was legit surprised they got Vooch. I was at some other names out there, but I didn't think they would be able to pull off getting another all-star like this.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that the Bulls are contenders now, but it's forward motion. It's like you can't suck forever. It's like, sure, Philadelphia, they suck. They Corinne Steph and they suck their way into success and shit. Yeah, but not everybody can do that shit. It's like, yeah. Like, look at Sacramento. You can't just suck for like 15 years and shit. Yeah. You can't do that. Like, they haven't been good since Chris Webber was traded. Like, you can't just suck forever. Yeah. It's like, yeah, you really can't. Like, another team like Minnesota, they sucked pretty much since Kevin Garnett was traded and shit. They were good like that 1 year when Tibbs and Jimmy Butler were there, but like for the most part, that team has sucked since Kevin Garnett left in 2007.
Even the Knicks are making a turnaround. Even the Knicks are good now. Even the Knicks have turned it around.
Knicks are moving in the right direction. They got an all-star with Julius Randle. They still need a second one now. We got our second now, but they got an all-star, so they trending upwards. Mm-hmm. But yeah, because I'm getting tongue tied now. But I'm in message boards and like different, little online groups and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we be talking about basketball and stuff like, and it is like was the pro tank side. There's a lot of people that wanted to go the opposite direction, like trade away Zach. Yeah, while he's like
why?
While he's at while his value is an all-time high, you can trade him away for assets.
Dumb as hell.
Yeah, I say you already have a good player. It's like y'all are looking at this pie in the sky, like assuming that the draft picks you get is going to be the next LeBron James. But like, what are the chances of that? It's a reason why they call it the draft. They call it the draft lottery for a reason. It's playing the lottery.
It's a damn lottery. Yeah.
When you have a good player, you use that. You got to attract more players.
Build around him.
Nobody's coming to you. You think AD would have went to the Lakers if LeBron wasn't there?
Hell no.
You attract more players. You think that Kyrie and Kevin Durant wouldn't have went to Brooklyn if they didn't like become a playoff team?
Mm-hmm.
Like they started winning, and then Kyrie and KD said, we should go there and team.
Go there, we can make them better.
They just suck ass and shit. Like, yeah, they sucked for a while after that Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce trade, but they got it. But this one, they got a real GM to like fix that. Mm-hmm. He started getting all these bargain bin players. He got Dinwiddie, he got Joe Harris, he got D'Lo for practically nothing. It's like he put together a nice squad. So then, like Kyrie and KD said, okay, Brooklyn, they doing something. Let's go there. If they had sucked, like they wouldn't like look on the other side how the Knicks were. Knicks were hot trash. They said, we're not going there. Like you can't just suck your way into like it's like you can't go
enough.
Why the fuck would we go there and shit? Yeah.
You said the key word, the GM. It starts at the top. Mm-hmm. The GM.
The previous GM was Billy King, which was a dumbass. He's the one who made that horrible trade, gave up all these picks for an aging Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Jason Terry and shit. Gave up like all these first rounders, which turned into Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. He turned basically Boston's core now. They still winning now because of that trade. They still winning now because of that fucking trade. That so then he got fired. They brought in a new front office. Mm-hmm. The new front office was basically like doing nothing. He was turning he was making wine out of water and shit. Like he literally or making lemonade out of lemons. Like he really like he had shit and he made chicken salad out of that chicken shit. Because think about what he had coming in. He had a shitty roster, and you can't tank because you don't have any picks. Boston got all your picks, so yeah, tanking ain't gonna do nothing. Like why?
Danny Ainge was very smart.
Yeah,
Danny Ainge was super smart. I said Danny Ainge is a GM getting all that stuff. He was.
Yeah, they couldn't even tank their way into success. They couldn't Philadelphia that shit because the worse we are, it's better for Boston. Like we suck now. They got Jason Tatum because of us.
Yeah, they got the good picks.
Got nothing to do. It ain't helping us. It's benefiting them and shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we can't tank. So they had to figure out another way. They had to like bring in like Dinwiddie and they had to use like lower draft picks and then like smart signings and smart trades. Like I said, the Joe Harris was definitely a smart trade. They basically got him for nothing. Like now he's one of the best shooters in the league. Mm-hmm. Dinwiddie, he's hurt now, but like Dinwiddie is like energy off the bench guy now with Brooklyn now. D'Lo, like the Lakers, like basically gave him away and shit, because they gave up on him and shit. So they got D'Lo for like practically nothing. So like they were like I said, it was smart moves and shit. And D'Lo is part of the reason why they ended up with Kevin Durant because they sent D'Lo back to the Warriors in a signing trade. So technically that D'Lo trade actually helped them get Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's smart GMing, which is what the Bulls have now, a smart front office. because the GM the Bulls have now the part of the front, one of the guys, he came from Denver. You put that together.
You put that Denver team together, exactly.
That together with Jamal Murray and the Joker, and he put that team. Michael Porter, he drafted him.
So that was encouraging.
Back past him, he drafted him. I'm just saying.
That was encouraging seeing that, though, that because like when we got him, I'm like, okay, if this is a guy who put that team together, then that's encouraging to see that come
the
here.
Team that bitch slapped the Clippers out of the playoffs last year, and fought hard against the Lakers.
Yeah,
they fought hard against the champs last year.
Mm-hmm.
But
the
Bulls,
I'm happy
Bulls were pretty active on trade day.
Yeah,
he actually made a second trade as well too. 3-team trade between Chicago, the Washington Wizards, and the Boston Celtics.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Bulls sent out Daniel Gafford and Chandler Hutchinson. No, Gafford was a guy you like to hire. He was.
I thought Gafford could have been he could have been trained up to be like another Taj Gibson because he had like that natural ability, but you just needed to just polish him up a little bit. I thought that he could have had good potential, but best of luck to him in Washington. Best of luck to him out there.
Bulls ended up getting Troy Brown Jr., Javonte Green, Daniel Tice. That's the one that excites me, and they still were even this is how much better the new front office is than the guard packs. They did this trade right here and still got cash. So they we got good players and got some cash.
Still got money.
We didn't just send out crap for cash. Yeah. They actually said we actually made a real trade and still got some cash for Jerry Rice. That's how you do it. It's we still got cash, but we also got Javonte Green. We got Daniel Tice. We got Troy Brown Jr. They sent out Luke Cornett's bum ass. Yeah, he sucked. So, but he went to Boston along with Mo Wagner. That's really Boston was making a cash dump. Yeah. Daniel Tice is he's a free agent next season. They not re-signing him.
Nah.
They roster is way too bloated right now because they paying Jason Tatum max. They're playing Jaylen Brown max. Kemba Walker is getting max. They got way too much.
Play out so many max deals. You know, max
so, they got to save that roster. So you're not gonna play a backup center big money. So they sent him and Tice was balling last season. I don't know if you watched the Celtics during the bubble and all of that from last year.
I didn't see them on the bubble.
Yeah, they got a nice backup now. So they got 2 good centers. Nice. They got Vucevic starting, and then they got Tice as the backup. So
I got to see Vucevic's debut, and
he's San Antonio. Bulls didn't win that game, but Vuce looked good though.
He did look good, and it's just a matter of, like I said, they didn't practice yet together. They only did a shoot around. Mm-hmm. And I said it's just a matter of them learning each other, learning the system.
Zach was legit excited on his social media. I don't know if you saw his reaction. Yeah,
Zach, he was excited.
Legit pumped because like I said, good players want to play with other good players. Mm-hmm. So he's I'm an all-star now. I got an all-star partner. Mm-hmm. Good players want to play with other good players.
Just the difference between Vucevic and Wendell Carter. It's the post presence, the way he was down there dominating the post. I'm like, this is what we needed. This is what we've been missing. He's a post player. He was in there, doing the damn thing. I'm like, okay.
What a lot of people haven't been paying attention to as well with Vooch. Dude is shooting 40% from downtown as well too. So he could stretch the floor. Not only can he play down low, he can get out on the perimeter. And
there's only 3 of them that are doing 25, 10, and 40% for 3-point. Yeah, it's Joel Embiid,
AD,
Joker,
and
Vucevic. Those are the only 3. When they showed that stat across the screen, they was these are the only 3 centers that are doing this. Mm-hmm. And they was and the Bulls got one of them now. Stacey King was and the Bulls have one of them now. We have one of those players that's doing that. We have one of them now.
I know the pro tank crowd was upset over the picks that they gave up, but like I said, you just can't suck forever. I don't mind.
No, you can't.
I don't mind the Bulls losing those 2 first.
That's weak. That's weak. Yeah.
They probably gonna get number 7 again and draft more Wendell Carters of the world. So. Who'd you rather have, Vucevic or 2 more Wendell?
What's his name? McDermott.
You want more of that and shit? Yeah, that's what you're gonna get. Yeah.
Jimmer Frederick.
Use his garbage ass and shit. You want more of that and shit, yeah.
That's what you're going to get at 7. That's what you're going to end up getting.
But yeah, the dumbass is like, yeah, well, Steph Curry got drafted at 7, but yeah, not yeah, like the Bulls are really gonna get the next Steph Curry. Like
Didn't Kobe come in 7 too? I think wasn't Kobe.
Kobe was like 13.
Oh, Kobe was like 15.
Yeah. Kobe
was way down. That's right. He was like 15. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else was like number 7? Was somebody else? I know Steph Curry was a 7. Somebody else big was a 7.
Number 7 pick of all time is Steph Curry. Yeah.
It was somebody else that was good. That was a 7. People were like, "Yeah, see, Steph Curry was 7. So also was 7.
Crafton Kirk was also 7. I'm just saying. So you got you more likely to get Crafton Kirk than Steph Curry.
Crafton Kirk or Steph.
Right, you're more likely to get him than Steph and shit. Yeah.
That's your range. That's your range right there.
More likely you're gonna get the other.
That range is a little too big for me.
You're gonna get the latter most likely than the former. So we talked enough about the Bulls.
Exactly.
Let's talk about some more of the trade deadline stuff that went down.
Yeah.
Well, we can finish up the Bulls real quick. Like one move they didn't make that kind of bummed me out. I wanted Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
They tried to get him, but they didn't offer enough. Yeah. So he's still with New Orleans. He don't want to be there. So
they probably gonna go after him in summer.
Yeah, because he's a free agent, so the Bulls can make a move to try to get him then. But like with a player like that, you want to be in the driver's seat because he's restricted. So if the Bulls do go after him, like New Orleans can match, but if you don't want to be there, I don't know why you would match. It's like the dude said he don't want to play there. But I think could still match if the Bulls do make an offer for him. But like when you're in the driver's seat, like with Zach LaVine, because remember Sacramento made an offer, but the Bulls matched. And at the time, when the pro tank crowd was mad at that, but now it's like one of the best contracts out there.
Exactly.
Zach is technically underpaid now because of that. Yeah, like Zach is an all-star, but he's like making a reasonable salary for like somebody at his level.
Right.
Way worse players making more than him. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of bums making more than Zach right now. So Zach is actually underpaid, but like a lot of the pro tank were complaining. It's all there for Zach LaVine, but now he's underpaid. So
exactly.
So you don't know what you're talking about it. But yeah, Bulls. The offer I saw that they made to with Satoransky and like a bunch of seconds, but I don't know if they wanted Kobe White or something like that as well too, which I probably would have pulled the trigger. I like Kobe White, but Lonzo, you got to make that move. Like Lonzo and shit, like he's the perfect point guard to go next to Zach to me, because like he's a traditional pass first point guard. Zach is ball dominant, so next to him you want that type of player. But Satoransky's cool, but he's I think he's a backup. I don't think
he's a backup. He's a good backup. He is. Because he's smart, he knows the game. Like he's a veteran, and he knows. Next
to Zach, but I think you want to make some noise in the East, because the East is pretty much wide open. You get a legit point guard there, you can make some noise, especially with Zach and Vooch is like, and then you get like somebody legit in that spot, which Lonzo could have been. Is like, but like I say, it's still not over. You still could go after him.
I think they're gonna go after him in summer. So Zoe, come here for summer. Summer 2021. You want to see it over here.
We're going to be big balling in Chicago, baby. Let's go. Big balling, baby. Some of the other trades that went down on the trade deadline. Victor Oladipo to Miami, taking his talents to South Beach. Look at this poop package that Houston received from Miami. Avery Bradley, Kelly Olynyk, and a pick swap. And what makes this even crappier is Oladipo is like the centerpiece of the James Harden trade to Brooklyn. So it's even worse than it seems. People look like really like because Victor Oladipo for nothing essentially. Like a lot of Rockets fans were super bummed over this trade.
Some now laters and some pickles and some hot pickles with peppermint sticks in the middle. That's what that was basically.
Bleacher Report gave it an F+ and shit. By the way, that trade.
That's what I said. Now later,
all the trades. That one got an F+. I'm like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that was not. That was not it. That was not it. And then the fact that that's a part of the James. Oh my gosh.
He was like a main piece of the James Harden trade to Brooklyn. Like, because it was the 3-team. It was Brooklyn, Houston, and Indiana.
Right.
They sent Karis LeVert to Indiana, and that's how Oladipo ended up in the trade. So that was like the main centerpiece of the trade. I think Cleveland was part of that trade too. I think about that. They sent out assets to in Cleveland. It was a 4-team trade, but Oladipo is the main piece that Houston got back, basically.
Oladipo back where it's hot because he was in Orlando. Now he's in Miami. So there you go. Back to Florida. No state taxes either. No state taxes in Florida.
Orlando was busy as hell on draft day because they also traded away Aaron Gordon. Another he's the other light-skinned dunker for those that
the other light-skinned.
We got one of them with Zach. They got the other.
People were mixing them up. It's like they're not the same. They're not the same.
One of them. It's like Aaron Gordon is like 6'10", Zach is like 6'4". So like they not even saying, but he's both light-skinned. So that's all that is. He's the other one. So they sent out to Denver. Actually traded for Gordon. They sent out Gary Harris, a first rounder with protection and like some other pieces. So Gary Harris was the main centerpiece of that. So Denver with Aaron Gordon. That's interesting. Yeah. You got Jamal Murray, you got Joker, you got Michael Porter, and now you got Aaron Gordon.
He's tough. Jamal Murray just broke. He's the one who broke our heart in that Bulls loss recently. Jamal Murray, he got ice water in his veins. Jamal Murray, that boy is lethal. He is. He's a killer. That boy is lethal.
Evan Fournier also gets sent to Orlando. I mean, from Orlando to Boston.
Oh, okay.
Basically 2 second-round picks. Like Jeff Teague was part of this, but I think Orlando already waived Teague. I think it was really just like for the picks. Evan Fournier, he helps out Boston tremendously.
Yeah, he does.
He gives them some more depth to off of their bench. They might even be able to start him. He might which it's pretty interesting. Yeah, if you have they could have a starting lineup with you could actually start him. You have Kemba, Fournier, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Tristan. That's not bad.
Nah.
Not bad at all. Yeah.
On paper, that's not bad. On paper,
they throw Fournier in the starting lineup. Yeah, they got and then you move Marcus Smart back to the bench, which I think is where he's best at off the bench, much like Kobe White. I think.
Because he can lead. He can lead the second unit. He can be that leader of the second unit where you get like the points from him for your second unit. Yeah.
But pretty much that was now later for Evan Fournier again too, because I said it was Jeff Teague in 2 second rounds, and Orlando already waived Jeff Teague. So, his career
was longer than his brother's. So
from now laters to lemon pepper.
Oh Lord,
lemon pepper Lou.
Lemon pepper
Lou. Right now because Lou Williams traded to Atlanta for Rajon Rondo.
Hey, now he can Magic City all night long.
Now you get them wings. As he claimed, I was there because he likes the wings.
I like wings.
Now you can go there every night. Now, he's in Atlanta.
Like TNA. That's what you was there for. Now
I said, no, you don't like wings. You like breast, nigga.
Breast and thighs.
She likes
breast and thighs. Yeah, them lemon pepper fire though. The dry rub on it.
Now the Clippers is interesting trade for them because it depends on which Rondo shows up. It's 2 Rondos. It's trash ass Rondo, and then they have the guy they call playoff Rondo. So like, if playoff Rondo shows up for the playoffs, then that's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah,
playoff Rondo shows up, but if he's like because Rondo, if you can't get playing time in Atlanta, then because he's riding the bench and shit. He wasn't doing shit in Atlanta. So maybe playoff run, maybe he returned into LA because remember he was with the Lakers last year. Maybe he returned to LA and help rejuvenate him. But
he still do that thing where he does the shake, the dream shake, where he, people fall for that.
Dallas Mavericks got JJ Redick. Nice trade for them. Put another shooter next to Luka. I like it.
He's another one ice wire in his veins. That boy is lethal. It's another one lethal.
They gave up James Johnson, the 2nd round pick, and like other pieces. So
I like James. I hope I know that somebody's gonna pick him up because he's he's a good,
I think New Orleans bought him out too. So we're gonna talk about the buyout too.
He's gonna get picked up somewhere because he's a good person. He's like a journeyman. So like he's a good person to have on your team where it's like, hey, we need some more physical presence. We need some more energy. He's like that type of player. So I'm sure he'll find a home somewhere. Yeah.
Your favorite guy, Mr. Hip, George Hill, who looks like Trey Songz. Why I made that sound.
Trey Songz, okay.
He joins Philadelphia. Good trade by Philly. Good pickup. Mm-hmm. It's a 3-team trade between the Knicks, the Thunder, and the Sixers. Like, so the Sixers get George Hill. Austin Rivers and some other pieces go to OKC. Terrence Ferguson, second round pick, and some other bullshit goes to the Knicks.
This is a musical chairs for real. That's why after a while I stopped looking, because it was making me dizzy trying to watch the trade. I watched the Bulls stuff. I was like, let me see what the Bulls did. Let me see what my team did.
I'm naming mostly the bigger names. Like I said, all these other bums that were in this trade. I'm not, but George Hill was the main piece of this. Gives them some point guard depth. They wanted, who they wanted, but he ended up not getting traded. They wanted Kyle Lowry. I think he'd have made them deadly. Philadelphia, I guess Philadelphia is already nice. If they had got KO, yeah, he'd have made them deadly. But I guess Toronto wants to resign him. So
Brown said,
I guess that. I think he's a free agent. So and Toronto's not that.
He's been there the whole time, right?
Yeah,
he's been there the whole time.
He's been there for about a decade, but that's most of his career, because he's like another. He reminds me of Chauncey Billups, his career trajectory. Chauncey kind of bounced around till he ended up in Detroit, and then pretty much that's what he's known for. His time with Detroit is like Kyle Lowry is like that as well too. Where like early in his career he bounced around to a bunch of teams till he landed in Toronto.
Right, because I just think of him here in Toronto. That's what I just think.
Been there like damn near 10 years.
Right, so that's why I'm like, okay, I identify him with Toronto only.
Like go early, I think he like Houston, Memphis, like all that. Like he barely played in like those other teams.
Oh yeah. And then once he found a home in Toronto, then he really developed.
Like Billups, was Boston and like Toronto, and then the Minnesota. Like Billups looked like he was gonna be the traveling journeyman, but then once he ended up in Detroit,
then that's where he set his roots down. Yeah.
Norman Powell and Rodney Hood is a trade between Portland and Toronto. I'm just reading some of the smaller trades now. I think that's it as far as all the trades. We're gonna talk about the buyout candidate next, which big moves, yeah. I'm just making sure that I didn't miss anything big, like most of these players. Unless you go on to count, JaVale McGee returns to Denver. So there you go. So Denver is nice because JaVale, he's a nice backup for Joker. Nice backup center. They really didn't give up shit either.
And contrary to popular belief, he's not Shaq Nafool anymore. Because people that's where he got popular because of Shaq Nafool. But
when he went to Golden State, he kind of rejuvenated his career.
Yeah.
Won a couple of rings, and then and now he's he went to LA, won another ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is actually he's decent, yeah.
And like now he's like 30. I mean, he's not, you know what I mean? He's not a young knucklehead anymore. So I mean
I like him joining because in Denver is it wasn't where he started, but he played a lot of his career there. Early in his career, he was in Denver. He started in Washington, then Denver, and then bounced around, and now he returns to Denver. So now Denver's actually good. So I like the trade. I like it. Milwaukee got PJ Tucker. I forgot about that. That was big. Yeah. I forgot about that. Trevor Ariza to Miami, another one I forgot about.
Oh.
And this is gonna make me laugh right here for Myers Leonard and a second round pick. You know the Myers Leonard story, right? You know what happened with him, right? How Miami had sent him home. He was on Twitch, he said some anti-Semitic shit on Twitch, and basically got sent home and shit. And Myers Leonard might be the anti-fucking Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf / Colin Kaepernick, because he's white and shit, and he might be blackballed. That's what I'm saying. Because right after this trade, when Trevor Ariza got traded to Miami for Myers Leonard, OKC immediately waived Myers Leonard to if his career is over, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't see anybody signing that dude. And said so.
No, they're not.
So it's play the race cup is nice to see somebody white get their comeuppance for a change.
Someone said, take your hate. Take your hate.
It's yeah. So he tried to cancel Nick Cannon. So it's good to see Myers Leonard get canceled for saying his bullshit. So, if he's canceled, I wouldn't sign him, would you? And anybody that signs him, people are going to side him. Really, you signed this dude? It's people going to side at him.
Right.
So I think Myers Leonard career, he might have to go overseas. Probably the NBA career is probably over.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the buyout market right now because it's about to get real in this bitch.
What you got? What you got?
One of your guys said San Antonio Spurs bought out LaMarcus Aldridge, first of all. And guess where he ended up?
Brooklyn Zoo. I saw that. I thought it was a joke because when I saw it, I was like, is this real? And then I saw Woj say it. I was like, it is real. Because I believe Woj.
Betty real.
I believe everything Woj said.
That's why I went to Woj. And that's why I confirmed Vucevic trade with Woj.
If Woj says it happened.
I follow Woj on Twitter. I went to his Twitter and said, yep, the Bulls really did get Vucevic.
If Woj says it happened. Because first when I just saw, I was like, LaMarcus Aldridge to the Nets. I was like, nah. And then I saw Woj. Per Woj, I was like, okay, I believe Woj. I believe him.
So the Nets can technically put out a lineup. Like on paper, it sounds amazing. We'll see how it looks like once, but with Kyrie at the point, Harden at the 2, Durant at the 3, Blake Griffin at the 4, and LaMarcus Aldridge at the center. It's like on paper that sounds insane. It's like
so now
Griffin and Aldridge are like past their primes, but still low. They don't have to be stars in Brooklyn.
So now
you got 2 MVPs and Kyrie Irving to be the stars. You don't need like them to be stars. Now, they can be role players in Brooklyn.
The Warriors with KD can say, how does it feel to be us? Because everybody hated the Warriors when they got KD.
Yep, and now, especially when they signed Boogie too, because that's what this reminds me.
When they did Boogie,
you already had KD, and then you go add Boogie to that. You have the Splash Brothers, Draymond, Kevin Durant, and
Boogie
with Iggy off the bench. People are looking at that.
And y'all already won 73 games already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when they added Boogie that year, people were really like, I was one of them. Yeah, that was I was one of people like, man, fuck the Warriors. Saying y'all got Boogie too, like, nah, bro. They already got KD the year before, and then they got Boogie after that.
Brooklyn might be getting some of that hate now. They got LaMarcus Aldridge.
I expected, yeah. I would love to see. I should go to the Knicks fans board. I want to see how they reacted to
let's follow Spike Lee's Twitter and see what Spike Lee is tweeting.
I'll dip into some Knicks fan pages and shit. I gotta see what they talking.
I'm starting with Spike. I'm starting with the king. King of New York. I'm starting with Spike Lee. He's the king of New York.
No, the Knicks are having a fit. The Knicks fans and shit. Man, for some bullshit, man. I know they.
What do?
They got you got KD and Harden. What? How much more do you need? It's like.
Then why somebody photoshopped the picture of LeBron with a Brooklyn Nets jersey on saying LeBron has joined the Nets.
That's funny. LeBron, he just re-upped with the Lakers. So
right? Somebody just said LeBron has now joined the Nets.
Well, other people actually believe that shit. That's what's
petty. I'm like, y'all petty. LeBron is staying in LA because of a couple of reasons. Like, he's older for one, and this is where he wants to retire, I believe, because it's like he's going to that next phase in his life because LeBron has his production company.
Yeah, he's looking at post basketball now.
They did Judas and the Black Messiah because I saw Bron, his production company had
LeBron and Maverick. That was them. LeBron.
Yeah. And then they're looking at other projects that they're producing and everything. So, I mean, Bron is looking, like you said, for the life after basketball because LeBron is, 35?
Yeah, that's why he went there to begin with. Yeah. Remember, the Lakers were trash when he went there. They were not the Lakers they are now. Like, LeBron didn't sign there to, like, chase a ring. It's like, because the Lakers were not good. Like, when he signed there, they had just had, like, what pick? They were like a lottery pick. I forgot what number they had.
Yeah, they were
bad and shit. Yeah. They were not good when LeBron signed there.
Mm-hmm.
So he signed there specifically because for post basketball. Mm-hmm. It works out that they actually put a team around him. They went and got AD and signed a bunch of other vets. Right? They put
like pieces around him to actually win a championship, which they did.
And They got active on this buyout market too. This just in. I don't know if you heard the latest. The LA Lakers have just signed Andre Drummond.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I saw that. Yeah.
So yeah,
that was one that you thought that the Bulls could have got was Andre Drummond.
Well, one of the names I was looking at before. I said Otto Porter for Drummond straight up. But then they did even better. They got
Vucevic. It's like, hey,
and they sent out and they killed They killed two birds with one stone. Not only did they get Porter out here, they send Wendell Carter's ass too. So I was like, yeah.
And you gotta take him too.
Yes.
You gotta take his ass too.
Out here too. Thank you. Yeah. I was ecstatic. I would love to see how Salik's reaction would be. Pretty sure he would make a 180 on Wendell Carter on that. He's like, yeah.
You would make way.
He was Bulls all day. He would say, yeah, the Carter wasn't that good. Like, yeah, we got Vooch. I thought he'd have been like that. I was like, I told you that on draft day he wasn't
hilarious.
Good.
But yeah, with them getting Drummond now, it's like, yeah, that adds some definite depth.
Now they can play with their lineup. You can go small with AD at center, or you can go big with Drummond at center and put AD at the power forward. Like, you got options. You can play small or play big. They're another team that we're looking to. I don't think they have the assets to get Kyle Lowry because who would they trade? Because like I mentioned it now, I was like, I don't see how the Lakers will play because they don't have the assets. I don't see who
they don't, because Kyle Lowry ain't taking a pay cut to go play with LeBron.
Huh?
I said Kyle Lowry ain't taking a pay cut to go play with LeBron. He's not doing that.
I mean, it's with the trade. Like, what assets are you sending out? Like, I don't see it. So like, it wouldn't have worked. Yeah, and I think they're decent. They got Schroeder at point. So
I like Schroeder. Schroeder's good. He's good.
Not bad at point.
He's good. Yeah.
And then, but Drummond is he definitely gives them some more depth. Like I said, because they got options. Yeah, you can put Drummond on the bench and go small, or like for like big line. If you play like teams like Joker and Embiid with big centers, bring Drummond in. Like you can start Drummond against your big centers like that. So just the Lakers, that the biggest thing battling right now is health. You got to get LeBron and AD healthy. Like both of them are hurt right now. So they got a tough schedule. So like we'll see if they can hold on till like their two all-stars are back. Right. Because they both it's like LeBron is missing significant time for like the first time in a while. First time
really in his really in his career, because LeBron has been a machine. But like we say, that other side of 35 is real. I keep on saying, like, even though LeBron is a machine, he's in great shape, he's in great health, but that other side of 35 is iffy.
He turned that ankle and now he's on the injured list.
It's iffy.
It's good that the Lakers are so far ahead that if they can like stay in the top three in the West, then they'll be okay. If they slip past that, then because you don't want to be like in that 4 or 5.
4 or 5, that match would be that'd be rough.
Then like you got to meet somebody like, let's say like you got to meet the Clippers or Denver in the first round. Like that is like, you don't want that.
Or whatchamacallit, or the Jazz even. You have to meet the Jazz.
They'd have to fall away to 8 for that, but still, Jazz has been they're number one team in the league right now. Number one.
Oh, the Jazz is number one. Okay, so Jazz is number. I didn't know Jazz was number one. Damn, I haven't been watching the West game like that. Damn, I ain't been watching.
Well, the standings up before we wrap this up because we go long and shit. Yeah. We went long on this NBA talk. Right now.
A lot happened, and we're NBA fans. So, but the West. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know that they were number one in the league. I didn't know that. Wow.
I'm gonna read the stats.
Oh yeah, Jazz is kicking ass. I'm looking at it now.
I'm gonna pull it up. As my Teddy Riley internet right now. I'm just now I got my standings. Let's start West. Yeah, Jazz number one in the West. Actually, 3 games ahead of the number 2 seed, the Phoenix Suns. Like, so Chris Paul, you got to give him his props. Chris Paul got Phoenix playing like. Remember, Phoenix was one of the worst teams in the league before Chris Paul went there. I'm just saying, Chris Paul matters and shit.
Yeah, he does.
That's one of your husband's favorites of all time, so I give him props on that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, CP3. He's always been a Chris Paul fan, always.
Clippers are 3 right now. Lakers have slipped to 4. Lakers were like 2 for the longest. Now,
and then Nuggets is 5, so they will go against the Nuggets.
That tough matchup we talked about. I'll say you want to be in one of those top 3 spots because then you avoid shit like this. 4 or 5 is when it gets tricky. Denver.
Even 6 is a little tricky because you got the Trailblazers at 6, so even that's tricky if you go 3. Face the Trailblazers because they a little tricky. The Trailblazers, Damian Lillard, he's tricky.
San Antonio 7, Dallas is 8. Like I said, that's just coaching there. I still don't see how the Spurs are 7 right, and they just bought out Aldridge and shit too. It was even on there. Rudy Gay, DeMar DeRozan, like Patty Mills, like who they even got is. That's just Popovich right there. Because
Popovich is just such a great coach that he can will his team to win.
They just let Aldridge go in like they still in the playoff. Memphis and Golden State are on the outside peeking in right there. I'd like to see the Warriors get back.
Me too.
It sounds strange coming from me. Yeah,
but who would fall out then?
I want San Antonio to fall out. They're not that good. That's what.
Okay, that's who would have to fall out. Because I want the Mavericks in. Like I said, Mavericks are my dark horse. They've been underwhelming. I had high expectations for the Mavs.
We just got JJ, so yeah, they got Now let's take it to the East, my brother, to the East. Okay. Philadelphia kicking ass on top in the East. The process, baby. Let's go. Mm-hmm. They legit did Corinne Stephen their way into that top spot though. But here's the thing with tanking is like, which is another reason why I didn't mind Carter going out, just because the players you have during the rebuild aren't necessarily the players you're gonna have when you're good. Mm-hmm. All the players that are left from those shitty teams, the only ones still there are Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Like all those other guys are gone. It's just like it's the same with the Bulls. Like when the Bulls really become a contender, it's probably gonna be like Zach, maybe Patrick Williams, something like that. Like none of those other guys from the rebuild are gonna be there. Like you're not gonna see Disney Valentine be gone next year. Felicio, he be gone.
Felicio, thank God. Get rid of his ass. Get rid of his ass right now.
Kobe White might last. Like I don't. Markkanen might be gone next year. He's a free agent this summer. I don't know if they're gonna re-sign him. It's like
Markkanen. Like I said, I think that he has been playing pretty good. Like I said, I think he's trying to prove his worth. That's what's going on right now. He's trying to.
To me, they had the perfect trade, but both teams would have had the balls to pull the trigger. Markkanen for Lonzo. They both free agents next year. I'd have done an even swap. And I think in Markkanen, he probably will fit well next to Zion. I think the two of them together would be good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would have done an even swap. Lauri Markkanen and Lonzo, like straight up. That's the offer I would have made. But like I said, I'm just armchair and GM. So yeah, but like that's the one I wanted. Because Thaddeus Young is like playing well. Like he is. And now that you got Vooch, is like who goes to the bench? Are you gonna put Thaddeus to the bench or Markkanen? Like one of them is going to the bench. So if it's Markkanen, you might as well have traded him for Lonzo, who's going to be starting. Like Lonzo would start in the game here. Mm-hmm. Then you would have Lonzo as your point. At the 2, you got Zach. You can start the rookie at 3 or Temple, like whoever you want. I'd probably go with the rookie just to
the rookie.
Pat Will, because he's part of Temple's not part of your future. I'd definitely go with Pat Will.
Rookie. Yeah. I go the rookie, yeah.
And then in your 4 spots, you would have you'd have Thaddeus Young, and then at center you got Vucevic. That's good enough to do some damage in the playoffs. With Lonzo in there too, with that, that's good enough to do. And then off the bench, you would still have Kobe White. You'd have Temple. You'd have like guys off the bench. Satoransky would have survived that much because I would have sent Markkanen now. So yeah, you still have Sato backing up Kobe. You still have Sato backing up Kobe White. So and you have Daniel Tice. Is like, yeah, that would have been a nice squad with Lonzo. Especially because if you're gonna go with Thaddeus Young, then you're gonna be bringing Markkanen off the bench anyway. But who started the game yesterday? I missed it. Yeah, like I said, I missed it. I gotta see who started.
Markkanen start.
Okay, so Thaddeus Young went back to the bench then. Okay.
Yeah, Markkanen start. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Thad Young, because Thad Young been balling out, so I guess he sent him back to the bench. Yeah. All right, let's go back to the standings before we wrap this shit up. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia number 1, Brooklyn number 2. Yes. They're only a game behind Philadelphia though, because and now with Aldridge they might take the top spot. The Bucks are 2.5 games behind Brooklyn. That's probably your top 3 locked in. I don't see any of these other teams. They might, like Brooklyn and Philadelphia might shift. I think Milwaukee stays at 3. I don't see them passing either those.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee does.
The other 2 teams are way too good, Philly and Brooklyn. So Milwaukee's locked in at 3. 1 and 2 might switch. Like Milwaukee's, they're locked in at 3 right now.
Knicks surprisingly is 4.
Knicks are 4th in the East. And another surprising team are the Charlotte Hornets at 5. Even though LaMelo Ball's hurt, like they saying it's for the season. LaMelo says it's not. So LaMelo says he wants to come back. So we'll see who wins out on that. It's like Charlotte wants to shut him down. Like LaMelo's like, nah, I won't. I'm not out for this. I ain't dead yet, motherfucker. That's what LaMelo. He still wants to play. Like, so we might see him like sometime in April or so. Who knows? Like maybe May. Like he says he's not done though with the wrist injury. He wants their rookie of the year. That's what that is. Number 6, you got the Atlanta Hawks. They rebounded because they were struggling early on, but now Trae Young, John Collins.
Yeah.
They got some nice pieces. Cam Reddish is there. They got some good players. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
7 Celtics.
Surprising. They've been disappointing, but like I said, they made the move for Fournier that might turn out to be formidable.
Yeah.
I could see them definitely moving ahead of Charlotte. They could move to like the 5th and maybe the 4th spot because like these are like all close together. They're like a game, like all
like a half a game apart. Yeah.
Boston could easily move into the 4th spot. Like they can take that 4th spot easily. With Miami, another team, Miami at 8 because they made some moves as well too.
Yeah,
like Miami got Victor Oladipo, so they can move up. Yeah,
so Jimmy. So that's pretty kicker. That's a 1-2 punch right there.
Don't forget about Bam, baby.
Bam,
Bam, baby. They got a nice little squad. Pat Riley is always like making moves though.
Pat Riley, he's a don. Pat Riley is a don.
With Indiana and Chicago, the 2 Central Division rivals on the outside looking in right now. Chicago's 2 games out of the 8th spot. So like Bulls mathematically can still get in.
They can.
You would need Charlotte or somebody to fall off.
Charlotte needs to fall off.
Miami, Boston to make it. Atlanta seems like they're safe as well too. So now I'm actually rooting against LaMelo Ball to not come back. So I want Charlotte to fall so the Bulls can make the play. Now that I think about it, Melo, you can stay home.
Melo, sit down, Melo.
Sit down, Melo. Yeah.
Sit down, Melo.
You can help out your brother's future team because your brother's coming to Chicago. Help your brother's future team out there.
And on that note,
wrap this shit up. Not another damn podcast, episode 200, baby.
Woo!
Yes, definitely appreciate each and every one of you for support. If you want to support us further, then give our Facebook fan page a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your podcast platforms. You got Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha?
Hey.
Also, get us on Alexa, on your Amazon devices. And if you want to check us out visually, look at us on YouTube below something like...
Yeah, right.
That's dope. Follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. And a work in progress, ozradio.net, the bomb where you get your 90s and 2K classics. Hey, got my equipment now, so I'm ready to broadcast, baby.
And you can check me out, MSIMA8626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Mm-hmm. Also, SCR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, SCR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
Well, I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.